Okay, week 9 of the PPL. This week we go against Nidoqueens and the Nidoqueens Park Rangers. And they're not looking too hot. We're looking pretty good. We're in 3rd. But, you remember last season where X was kind of a thing on Ry's team? And so wasn't Fernape, which is back on his team. Yeah, didn't go too well now, did it? But that doesn't matter. We're playing Ry. Ry is the guy with the beautiful pregame speeches that seem so motivating, and they make it seem like they actually do something, but they don't. It doesn't change a thing. He still can't beat us because we're the Bayern Munich. Last season was an accident, nothing more, nothing less. This is even going all the way in. I don't care if there's a mammoth swine. I have a Manaphy. It doesn't matter. So, right, do your pregame speech, please. Talk about how you beat us last season and how you're gonna do it again, and how you are the NPR and the NPR steamroll and all those things. No one cares. There's no steamroll. You have 3 victories. I had those before we got into our game last season. Remember? 3 victories after 3 weeks. You have 3 now. You can try to beat us. It's not gonna work. You can try to do that pregame speech thing again. It's not gonna work. But please, please try. I wanna see you. So please, Ry, try to come and get us. We're at the top. We're waiting for you. And, you might want to get a telescope ready, because we're a bit far away from you. Let's get into it. Yo, what is up, PPL fans? Shoutout here, coach of the Bayern Munich, and welcome to week 9 of the PPL. This week, as you probably noticed from the pregame speech, we're playing Nidoqueens and the Nidoqueens Park Rangers. Now, as you can also probably guess from the previous speech, last season he beat us in week 4. He was the first person to beat us. So this is a grudge match, but before we get into this, there was in the team analysis, which I will link in the description below, which you should check out because team analysis are fun. There was also a transfer update, which is also in that video. So, I'm still gonna go over it now because we got 2 new members into the Bayern Munich, the 2 last additions, because that was the last transfer window. So, we dropped Golurk. We trade that to Jack, who before that picked up 2 mons for us that I really wanted for these last couple of games. There's Stunfisk and Electabuzz, also known as Derpguard and Insomniac. Shout out to Ellie and Alexam428. So yeah, those are 2 members, which you will probably, hopefully, see in the next 2 games after this, because they're not coming this week. If you want to know what exactly I'm bringing, make sure to check out the team analysis in the description down below. But just quick overview, because it's good to know. I'm bringing Physical Defensive Manaphy, 4 attacks, Mega Aerodactyl with Pursuit, Scarf Delphox, Tailwind Roost, 2 attacks, Life Rope Mance, 2 attacks, Draco and Fire Blast, Special Defensive Registeel with Toxic and Rocks, and Special Defensive Togekiss with T-Wave, Air Slash, Roost, Defog Shenanigans. So, now let's get into the ones that Nidoqueens decided to bring. He brought Infernape, Mandibuzz, Azelf, Hydreigon, Whimsicott, and Mamoswine. Couple of surprises here. There is a Whimsicott, which I was not expecting at all. But as I said, it's not a problem to my team at all. If he brings it, it's probably, since he brought it, it's probably more of a support variant rather than anything else. So yeah, that's something. He also didn't bring Rotom, which made me very, very happy, because I don't have a safe switch into Rotom because my Salmon's is neutral to electric type moves. It's also not a bulky mons. Registeel can obviously chew every hit, but doesn't want to get tricked, and also want to keep it decently healthy to help deal with things like Azelf and Hydreigon. And also potential offensive Whimsicott, which I'm not particularly expecting, but it's a possibility. But I have a lot of things to deal with that, so yeah. Rotom not being there is very, very nice, because that means he can't get constant Volt Switch initiative. Also no Tentacruel, which I was kind of expecting Tentacruel, because I don't have the safest of switch-ins, and it's also a good check to Manaphy. With, Assault Vest, Mirror Coat shenanigans. But it's not very reliable, so I definitely understand why he didn't do that. So yeah, also no Steelix, which means I can literally just spam Stone Edge with my Aerodactyl and everything dies, which is beautiful. the occasional Aqua Tail or Ice Fang might be an option, even Pursuit because Azelf is there. So yeah, also that's, no wait, that's it, that's all you didn't bring. One of which very surprising to, very much not expected to come. So yeah, that's the teams. Let's actually just get into the game and hope my laptop doesn't die while I do that. Okay, that should work. Teams in front of you as always, and let's get into this. So, Raikwin is issuing a challenge. I decided to lead off with my Manaphy, just because I'm expecting either Mamoswine or Infernape to lead, potentially Azelf, just to get up rocks, and he does in fact lead with Pokenope, his Mamoswine. That is perfect, because turn 1 I can scout whatever the fuck he's wanting to do. Maybe this is a rock sleep, which would be very, very not good on his part. I can also scout what his switch in is, and I can just get damage off and get a Sculpin. So he brings out Light here, his Manabuzz. Scald does nothing. But no Thing can't do anything. I'm just going to stay and go for another Scald, hope for a burn. Still don't get one as he reveals Whirlwind, so he is prepared for the Tail Globe or Calm Mind Manaphy. So he perfectly whirlwinds me out into Toffifee, which is perfect for me. Did I say perfect already? Perfect. And I make a very stupid play by just going for S/, kind of expecting Azelf to come in. Because Azelf is often used as a sponge for him, for special attacks. Not often, but he has used it before. But nope, he just brings a Mamoswine, which means I cannot break a potential Sash that he might have, which is unfortunate. So, you go into Manaphy, he just goes for Icicle Spear, and looking at the damage, first up, it's not banned. Second, he doesn't take Life or Recall. So, also not expecting, he could be Scarf, and he could also be Expel, which is something that makes a lot of sense against my team. So yeah, that's knowledge I have right now. This is not banned, which is beautiful. Also not Life Up means there's no way he can 2-kill Manaphy even with rolls. So I just go for another Scald because if I get a burn, I can kill this Manabuzz with Ice Beam. Still don't get a burn. There is no hot water to be found. Pretty annoying, but oh well. Could be worse. I'm gonna switch out of here because I know he has to Roost, which means I can go into Costa and get my Mega Evolution off, which is beautiful. And also he doesn't have switch in. So what I also do is with pressure I take away 2 of his Roost PP, which if it really comes down to a stall war, I can definitely sort this thing out a lot more easily. So since he does have switch ins, he's just gonna stay in. I mega the fuck up. Beautiful Mega Dactyl as always, and I can just get a storage off on the thing. And since he's special defensive, he's not gonna enjoy this whatsoever. And this is a roll, I'm pretty sure. And he lives, which is very unfortunate. And he goes for Tailwind, and that's kind of scary. He now has 3 turns to do whatever the fuck he wants, basically. So what I do this turn is just go for Aqua Tail because I don't want to miss, and if he wants to switch, that's also fine. I just get chip damage off, and I didn't expect him to play the Roost game, but he does. But you know, works. And what I do now is just switch out because I don't want to risk missing Stone Edge and stuff like that. So I just go on Registry because this will allow me to not only get up my rocks, but also potentially get off a Toxic on the thing, which would be very, very nice. His Manabuzz is fat and annoying, and I don't like it. Also, he's not gonna want to stay in, which means I can get more rock damage off next to the thing, which is in, so it's much easier to deal with. What he does is bring out Infernape as I get my rocks, which means any potential sashes are broken. So what I do this turn is actually very, very ballsy as Tailwind runs out. I want to stay in because I'm expecting him to go for U-turn. I'm expecting him to maybe pull double, but mainly just U-turn. And I can also live every hit. Also, he could go for Thunder Punch expecting Manaphy. That's definitely a very, very high possibility. Or Aerodactyl. So, I just stay in, go for Earthquake, expect him to make an ult prediction, or potentially live a hit, because I can, depending on what set he is. So he just brings out Whimsicott. I'm not worried about this thing. I was expecting him to pull another switch right here, probably into Mamoswine, because he was expecting me to switch right there, that's why he pulled that double. But no, he just goes for Tailwind, so he has 2 Tailwind users, because gotta go fast, and Mamoswine is so scary on a Tailwind. Get Toxic off on the Whimsicott, which isn't really too helpful, but it's chip damage. Chip damage is always good. Doesn't have leftovers, which is not nice to note. So here is Mamoswine as I go for an Ice Punch. That does nothing, obviously. But you know, I could have pulled double there, but it was way too risky because he could have just gone for, I don't know, Encore right there with his Whimsicott. So yeah, putting double to Manaphy would not have been smart. He goes for Rocks right here, which is actually not that bad because that means Manaphy doesn't take damage right here, and I'm in safely. And what I do is, I think I just go for, this is where I go for Ice Beam, right? He takes Rocks damage. And yeah, I just go for Ice Beam. As she reveals to be Yachi Berry, which I did not expect whatsoever. So this is going to do absolutely nothing. So, you know, can't kill it, but I get a freeze. Yep, I I get a freeze on the Manabuzz, which It's not a huge deal, because it's not like it would have beaten my team, and the only reason he actually brought this, I think, was because of setup mana fee. So yeah, but he stays frozen, and I can knock the thing out with a skull. That's the first kill for mana fee, but that freeze is obviously really annoying. Not feeling too great about that. But you know, I didn't hope for it. So he brings out 3,000 Years Will, his Azelf, and I'm not trying to take a T-Bolt. I'm very much expecting to have T-Bolt. So I'm not going to go to Togekiss right away because rocks are up. Means he can 2-hit kill me. But I'm going to go to Registeel right here as he reveals the Energy Ball, which I was not expecting. It was actually a last-second change or last-minute change on his part as I got Stunfisk. He changed from T-Bolt to Energy Ball, which is fair enough because Stunfisk is a god and you need to prep for the god. He also doesn't want to get static because he has Ice Punch, as you will see in a bit. Spoilers. What you hear is just go back on the Manaphy because I'm very much expecting him to go on the Mamoswine. Like, that's his play, I thought. But he goes for Hidden Power, which, good thing I switched out because Hidden Power ground for my Skuntank, and also my Registeel hits both. It doesn't do anything to Registeel, but yeah. So good thing I switched out because I don't want to take a chip damage because I still need this thing for the Hydreigon to some extent. But now I finally go into my dedicated answer because he doesn't seem to have anything to hit me, which is Togekiss, but he reveals Knockoff, which means he's mixed, which is kind of scary. Yeah, but he also reveals to have Ice Punch. But because I have a couple defensive E's, I don't know if they actually mattered. I live on 7 HP and miss an Air Slash. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate because I don't get chip damage off on the thing. Probably should have gone for T-Wave, but I was scared of Mamoswine just switching in again. So, yeah. Missed 5% happens. But what I can do now is bring out Aerodactyl. And I can probably live every hit. It's a roll. And I can just trap the thing with Pursuit as he tries to switch out. And that is a dead Azelf. That is beautiful. This thing is such a threat to my team, and it's just straight up gone. I'm so glad I put Pursuit on the thing literally last second while Jack was genning my team. So great, I love it. I'm happy, very happy at this point. So we got Whimsicott. I was kind of expecting something. I wasn't sure. Just Tailwind and then die was a thought was his plan. So just go for Ice Fang as he sets up the Tailwind, which is fine. And he dies to an Ice Fang. He was actually Cobra Berry to live an Aerial Ace for me, but I don't have Aerial Ace. I have Ice Fang and Pursuit and Stunnet and Aqua Tail. So, yeah, rip. He brings up Mamoswine. On a Tailwind, he has 3 turns left to basically wreck my team, and that is spooky. And right here I make a misplay. I should have just stayed with Aerodactyl because I don't need it at this point. And sack Delphox because I was kind of expecting him to go for Ice moves so I can still have more Tailwind turns, but he just goes for Earthquake, makes a very ballsy play. And that's dead. Dead. Just rip. You tried, Delphox, you tried. But what I can do now is just bring back out Manaphy. I still didn't get a rest off, but that's fine. I could go for Ice Beam right here, expecting the Hydreigon to come in or pull double, but I didn't feel like it was worth it. I was basically in a better position, and I could also snag a bird on his Hydreigon, which would be very nice. So I go for Scald, and I still don't get a burn, which is very annoying. But the reason I also didn't predict that because I get Leftovers Recovery, so it's fine. Having Leftovers Recovery is always good because that means I didn't lose much from the rocks. So yeah, what I can do here is just go back on Registeel. It doesn't do anything against his 2 other mons, so even if he kills me, that's completely fine. As he does just go for the safe Dark Pulse. Safe as in it hits basically everything. So yeah, he takes life damage, which is good to know. He's not Scarfed, which is very nice to know. Because that means my Salamence can actually beat the thing. So Tailwind runs out, so he's no Tailwind anymore because both of the Tailwind users are gone. He goes for Earth Ball, he does not have Fire Blast. I live because Registeel is a god and I can get an Ice Punch off. Which is not going to do a terrible amount because Hydreigon is fat and I'm a Registeel. But it's fine, it's chip damage. And I get another freeze. Yeah. I will get into this freeze after the match, but yeah, if it mattered or not or whatever. But I get 2 freezes in one match, which is ridiculous, and I'm just gonna knock him out with another Ice Punch. I was very sorry at this point, but I'm not gonna throw away a victory just because I'm sorry about a freeze. It's not how this works. This is a league format, and I'm not gonna give away victories, even if against strengths. That's not a thing. So yeah, Registeel takes Leftovers Recovery, and he goes into Mamoswine, and yeah, at this point, Manaphy should basically win the game. Yeah, the only way I can lose is... Okay, Reggie goes down to Mamoswine, which is fine. Only way I can lose is I go to Manaphy, and then his Infernape lifts a Skull as it switches into it. Then he can kill he can't even kill me, but he can get chip damage off to the point where Mamoswine can kill me, and then Mamoswine wins. So he brings out Infernape. He does make the potential necessary play of hoping to live a Scald magically, but he doesn't because it's Infernape. Infernape is frail. Second kill for Manaphy of the game, and it's a dead Infernape. The thing once it didn't do anything, it still hasn't gotten a kill this season. Good job, Rye. So now he brings up Mamoswine, and I can still lose if he gets a crit. It would be very, very unfortunate. Because he still kills Salamence even after Intimidate. He also kills Aerodactyl with an Ice Shot. So from right there at. But I live, no crit, and that's the third kill for Manaphy. That's a dead Mamoswine. The massive threat stayed till the end, but it's still dead because Manaphy is a god. And that is the 3-0 victory for the Bayern Munich against Raikou and the Nidoqueens Park Rangers. GG Rai. He wasn't too upset about the freezes, which is nice because I would have felt kind of bad. I had to drink there. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 3-0. We're continuing to doing pretty well this season. We still have a shot at the title now, with 2 games remaining, depending on how Shroom and RTK play in the upcoming weeks. They also play each other still, which means if I win all my games, I'm almost... Well, no. If RTK beats Shroom, and I beat Shroom as well, I'm guaranteed to overtake him, I think. If I win against Alex as well. So basically, I still have a good shot, a pretty decent shot at second, actually. And also a shot at the title. I can talk. Which is nice. MVP, Manaphy and Megadactyl, both of which put in the finest of work. Aerodactyl getting chip damage off on Manabuzz, outspeeding his entire team except for Scarfos and Undertale, and Scarfer being Infernape, as I found out later on. Pursuit trapping Azelf was so huge. That thing was such a threat. So I'm very glad I got to kill that thing. With the Pursuit, and it worked perfectly. I'm very glad I changed that last second because I realized, what the fuck do I set up on Aerodactyl? And I cannot set up on Manabuzz because Foul Play is just gonna kill me at +1. And I cannot set up on anything else unless he gets a drop with Hydreigon. Even then, Draco's going to do a lot. He can revenge kill me with Mamoswine's Ice Shot, revenge kill me with Scarf, whatever the fuck he has. And it just would not have been a good play. He also has potential for Anko Whimsicott. So I'm really glad I changed that. Yeah. Also, killing Whimsicott, killing one of his Tailwind setters, that's the word, was very huge. And Manaphy obviously just getting a freeze on Manabuzz and killing that, then being my answer to Mamoswine very reliably, actually. Did that much better than expected, because I would expect it to go horribly wrong and then me just losing to Mamoswine. Didn't happen though, which is pretty nice. Also killing Infernape, not getting a super low roll, which I don't think it was possible to not kill, but I don't know the damage calcs right now. So yeah, now, why did the freeze on Hydreigon not matter, in my opinion? Because... Okay, let's assume he doesn't get frozen and he kills my Registeel next turn. He's very low, which means I can just bring in Megadactyl. I outspeed because he doesn't have Tailwind up, he's not Scarf. I can kill Hydreigon. Straight up. I think I could probably kill it with Pursuit, I don't know right now. I probably wouldn't have risked it, I probably would just go for Ice Fang, killed that thing. So, that means Hydreigon would be gone. Which means he still only has Infernape and Mamoswine left. I couldn't risk switching any of those two in because I wouldn't enjoy taking any hit from Aerodactyl. I probably could have gone for Aquatail there as well. Or, I don't know, depends on how low he would have been with Life or Recall and stuff. I don't actually know right now. But definitely, Hydreigon would have gone down. And then he would have only had Mamoswine and Infernape. And also Hydreigon would have been low enough to die to rocks anyway, I think. So, yeah. Probably. Could be wrong. I don't know. But basically Hydreigon was dead, and then he had Mamoswine and Infernape left. Aerodactyl's out, so he has to bring in one of the two. He has to bring in either Infernape to revenge kill me with a Scarf, whatever the fuck he wants to go for. Which then allows, if Aerodactyl goes down to Infernape, I can bring out Salamence, get Intimidated off, and be guaranteed to live every hit. Unless he goes for Stone Edge, and if he goes for Stone Edge, I can just bring in Manaphy. So, yeah, I can go for Rain Dance and then go for Rest and then just win straight up. So, if he goes for any other move, I can bring in Salamence, I can drop a Draco and kill one of his two Mons. And then it's just one Mon that has to take on Manaphy. So, as I said, if he goes Stone Edge, Manaphy comes in. If he goes to Mamoswine to revenge kill my Thingamabob, my Aerodactyl with an Ice Shard, I can after that bring in Manaphy, go for Scald, and kill one of his mons, and basically the same scenario that happened. Yeah, so that's that, and then the other one could not have killed me. And yeah, so the freeze probably didn't matter, I just would have made it 2 instead of a 3-0, which of course it might come into play later on, or at the end of the season, because Rai is still fighting against relegation, or against the relegation match, and I'm still fighting for a title, so it might come into play at the end, who knows. Mandibles freeze probably mattered a little bit more because Mandibles is annoying, but it's not like the biggest threat to my team. It's just kind of annoying. But you know, I think I can switch into it like Togekiss. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm not done yet. So shout out to Rai for recording my match. Shout out to Jack the Fnatic for genning my mons. The links will be down in the description below. Make sure to check them out. And also check out Raccoon because he's my opponent as well. He's a cool guy. Yeah, 3-0. Next week we're going up against Alex, Onesie Baynet, and his Dino. Now, if you weren't around for last season, we played him last season and we won 3-0 in what, in my opinion, was one of my best matches. I think I played very, very well that game. And basically executed my game plan that I had beforehand perfectly with my Mega Scissor cleaning up at the end. So yeah, that's gonna be a good game. I hope I can play as well as I did last season. But he has a very scary team. He has Seismitoad, which is gonna be all kind of meme-esque. There's a meme, okay? There's a meme going on. That's, yeah. Because last season, Seismitoad thing and stuff. He also has Mega Ampharos, which is definitely a scary Pokemon. He has a lot of threats. He has Nidoqueens, which I had last season. I didn't have to prepare for it. Now I do. Not fun. I started. It's not fun. Like at all. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I don't know the results of RTK and Shroom because I don't think I have played yet because scheduling issues like crazy. But I think we should still be in third. We have to be still in third with 6 points behind them. So yeah, basically if we win next week we secure our third place. I think, which would be nice because third place is good, you know. My goal was top 5 after the draft, and now we're here. Started from the middle, and now we're here. Yeah, that. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I will appreciate all 3 of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.